What's going on, people? Welcome to the live match reaction. Strasbourg 2, Palace 1, disappointing defeat. We'll talk about it, what went wrong today. There's quite a few things that come to mind. But as always, if you do enjoy the stream, please hit the like button. It takes a second of your time, even if you're watching a replay. It does help the algorithm. And also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And get involved. Get involved. Even if you're watching a replay, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you're watching live, then you can also call into the show, as well as leaving your comments in the live comment section. And the link has been posted. You can click on it to join us live tonight. Another defeat in the Conference League. Lots of questions about our top 8. What can we do about it? Can we make it or not? And more. So it's going to be interesting. I'll start off with my thoughts before we bring on the guests. There's a lot of people calling in. I guess everyone will be frustrated. I don't know, actually. I am frustrated today. We missed chances. We missed too many easy chances, like open goals. Forget about chances, missed open goals. I thought Yeremy Pino was absolutely dreadful in front of goal today. A lot of people were talking about his performances against Wolves. I disagreed with a lot of people. I thought even in the first half in that game, he was getting into the right space at the right time. But this game, he was not at it from minute 1 to minute last. And second half, we crumbled. Saying that, I think in the first half, how we started the game, it wasn't even good. And Strasbourg still created chances, but thankfully, we had that one looped ball from Wharton. Mateta made the most out of it and gave the ball to Mitchell, which was a great finish. And then we kind of got into the control of the first half. But in terms of creating chances, we didn't really create that much in the second half. I mean, we just weren't clinical enough. Yeah, the positives are that we're creating chances, I guess. But saying that, we let Strasbourg create a lot of chances as well. It was not a case of, where it's typical Palace of, being solid defensively and then not finishing our chances. I think we deserved to lose today. Wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough defensively. I think after Gay went off, there wasn't that solidity at the back, and you can see Gay's impact. And yeah, I thought with the subs, if I'm being honest, I would have probably put on Nketiah instead of Yeremy Pino. I'm not even saying this in hindsight. I would have done that regardless of what the result was. I don't think Yeremy Pino was having a good game. But as I mentioned, I think a few weeks ago, we've got a big problem with the number 10 positions, which some people didn't agree. Some people say we have Devaney, we have Uche, we have these players. We don't. We just have one competent attacker off the bench. We just have one that he trusts, and that's Nketiah. You saw it today. Nketiah is the only one that came on. Devaney, yes, he brings him on maybe more than Roman Esse, but he doesn't clearly trust him enough. And it's not just Glasner. There are other people that are saying, is Devaney good enough to be, contribute regularly? Uche is not really an option. So we've got that problem. We're playing right now with 4 players in attack, essentially. And that's Mateta, Yeremy Pino, Ismail Issar. I know Dashi Kamada can go in the number 10 position, but he's a midfielder, and Glasner plays him there. And that's the big issue. Yeah, you brought in Nketiah, took off JP, but all right, Yeremy Pino's not having a good game. So who is his backup? And this was the debate I was having after the Brighton game, before the international break, with Patrick and a few others. We just don't have the depth. We don't have the depth, and this was always going to be a difficult spell for us going into this run of games. I know it's only this one loss, but we just have to get through this December period now that November is basically done, and just evaluate in terms of, Uche, for example. That's the one I'm looking at the most, because, what is his role? Does he even have a role at the side? Clearly Glasner doesn't trust him, and then you saw it. Saying that, we should have still took our chances, but you look at the options coming off the bench, it's non-existent in the front three in comparison to other positions. But yeah, look, it was a disappointing evening. And another big thing to really consider is what's going to happen with the top 8. Is it even viable right now? Could we make the top 8? Going into this game, was talking about, win this game and maybe another game, then we'll be fine. We have to win our next 2 games. If we win our next 2 games, I know there's a lot of teams above us. Can we even make the top 8? Just not good enough. It's just not good enough. We're sitting 18th right now. Saying that, Fiorentina, who are another favourites to go far and have gone far in this competition previous years, they're sitting 17th. They're struggling like us as well. but I don't really care about them, in all honesty. I'm just mentioning them because I just noticed them just one place above us. And then you got loads of teams in between us, of course, from 18th to 8th. So even if we do win our next few games, we just have to hope that results go against us. But if you ask me which results to go against us, I don't know. Who do you pick from? There's a lot of teams in between us. So we made the whole situation much more difficult. And I think the biggest disappointment today is the fact that we were 1-0 up, and in the second half we crumbled. We conceded 2 goals in the second half. After conceding one goal in the last 5 games before this one. And that's what I was literally praising in our last game against, Wolves. Another clean sheet, another thing to build on. Today, you can't say that because second half, we just absolutely crumbled. And in the first half, if they took their chances, maybe we could have conceded more goals. But yeah, when Sarr's gone, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to bring on the guests anyways. But when I'm talking about 4 attackers right now that Glazer trusts, and 3 of them, of course, start, and then they get coming off the bench. When Sarr's gone, who do we have? Who do we have that Glazer can trust? Is he going to start playing players for the sake of playing them because he has to? It's going to be interesting. But you can tell our summer window in terms of, especially the Uche signing, it clearly wasn't thought through as enough, and maybe it's not looking good right now. But let's see what happens. Let's bring on the first guest of the evening. Bollocks. I'm not calling you Chris today. Bollocks, absolutely bollocks. 2-1, 2-1 defeat to Strasbourg. Going into the game, we knew that it was going to be a difficult game, but was you surprised by how it went?
I was a little bit, yeah. I think we looked ropey at the start, got into the game, got in control, and it really had that feel like we needed to get that second goal. We had those chances, their goalkeeper playing a silly bugger and stuff, and we just didn't do it. And we sometimes get away with it, we sometimes don't. Like we didn't at Everton. There's one or other times we haven't got away with that. But I feel like it's all stemming from not, a lack of good finishing, like all the way through the season. If we put a couple of teams out of sight earlier in the season in the league and the League Cups, whatever else, then you can start rotating players. Not that I think Glasgow does, which is another thing we can come on to. But then if you're 2 or 3 out of sight, and you can then rotate, you can then see what Uche is made of and get Deveni more experience, etc. And these pre-time subs don't always seem to really fit the game. And Ketcher, you could have easily started, as you said, and he would have had fun against that back line of kids who didn't seem too good at keeping the offside trap, and we did try and make a quick move against them. But it could have been an energy thing because we are playing that same 13 week in, week out. Strasbourg did make a few changes. They obviously Chilwell was on the bench. Their prolific striker was on the bench. So if they can rotate against who are supposed to be the favourites for this competition, a good English side, then why shouldn't we be rotating at points during our season? And the other thing about the subs, if he was called, say, Roy Glasner or Patrick Glasner, I think we'd be getting to him a lot more for not using the bench or developing these players or trusting these players. And it's like that. It goes back to that Roy comment. I forgot, is it Lakillo or somebody brought on at Anfield and said, "Oh, he should have brought me a bottle of wine as a thank you." It feels a bit like that with Glasner. Like when you watch Klein and Uche and others just warm up, they know they're not coming on. So like subject to someone getting injured, they know like I'm just having a trot down the sideline here. And yeah, I'm not going to get too carried away. I have to try and remember that Strasbourg were good. Like they were good. There's no two ways about it. They had our number in a lot of areas on the pitch. We weren't as solid at the back as we used to be. Yeah, we had Convo in there, but I'm not going to blame him. He was probably one of the better centre backs tonight. The ref was really, really good. I didn't actually see the incident that led to the free kick that led to their first. But I think in Europe, if you flick it up to someone's hand, it's like when you played field hockey at school. Like, if you don't know what to do, you just smack it against their foot and you get the free kick. It's a bit like that kind of move, I think, in Europe now. And if you're not sure what to do, just chip it up to around waist height. It'll catch their hand. That's the penalty or free kick in this new UEFA rules. But it's a tough learning curve. Hopefully we find a way to get through, and we're not going to be able to take this Irish or Finnish team for granted. But we're going to have to put a lot of goals past them, and it's going to cost us in this crazy December we have. So what I'm trying to say after that long waffle was basically he could have been rotating his players a lot earlier in the season. We didn't put teams out of sight when we could. So maybe that's the reason he hasn't done it, but he's got to start doing it now. He's got to understand that the League Cup is taken seriously in this country. It's not like in Austria or Germany where they don't really focus so much on that sort of stuff. I mean, have a winter break, I think, where I did have one in Germany, for example. We don't get that. It's just a whole season. It's going to just carry on coming. And we have a lot of internationals.
Yeah, we do. But when you're talking about rotation, is there lack of quality problem? Or do you think you should still give the players opportunities? Because I think when you look at the front three, who do you bring off the bench if it's not Nketiah?
I know, but you've got to develop them, haven't you? We've got this academy, we've got whatever else, and it might be that they have a few really poor games till they get up to speed. It might be that they make a hiccup here or there, but that's how they're going to become part of the team. And it seems Glasner makes his mind about people very quickly, rightly or wrongly. They're not going to fit his system. Maybe he can see I can't get this person to ever think like I want them to think or play like I want them to play. But in many ways, he's got to find a way. It's not as bad as the days of winning, like for James McCarthy to come off the bench or Jeffrey Schlupp to come on. We might have a shot every now and then, or these sort of desperation type of subs. But you're feeling like these players have got to develop somehow. They're not that much of a drop down to the players that I just mentioned. Well, I don't think they are. We don't really see them, do we? So, but it's not all just coming down to the subs. Like even their goal from that free kick, there was 5 mistakes by us, howling mistakes in midfield. I think a sloppy pass from Sarr, sloppy pass from Wharton, didn't step up in the line properly. I could go on. And it's not just down to that, like, slightly wrong decision from the ref. I thought the ref was really good. That would be my one complaint. I didn't see the incident again, but all my friends were moaning about that. The other complaint would be in the injury time, when they're wasting time, why does it then stop at 4 minutes when 4 minutes minimum was added and 2 minutes worth of time killing happened in that game? But that's just not the ref there. That's every ref we see. So I thought he had a really good game. He didn't buy a lot of the diving. He didn't buy much of Cisco's diving. And hopefully we get revenge on them if we get to the final.
Yeah, and talking about the next 2 games, and you mentioned the final there, are you confident that we can get far based on the performances so far that we've seen in the Conference League?
No, he made a point about Fiorentina. I can't believe how congested it is on that table. I was surprised when I looked at it after the game. I thought, okay, well, we drop a few places, but yeah, we dropped quite a lot. Who knows, really? Who knows? Maybe we're underrating the Irish League and the Finnish League. We're about to find out. But it's a real dilemma for him to know what to do now. Because goal difference might also come into it. So what does he do? But I think I'm hoping that this might be a lesson for him as well as our players. And we do start to see changes in terms of rotating. And again, if we could clinically finish our chances and score open goals, we would have won probably quite comfortably. So just narrow margins again.
Yeah, and next 2 games are going to be massive in regards to the Conference League. And the biggest disappointment is that, of course, you mentioned the quarterfinal game. Ideally, I said if this game beat Shelbourne, then we can rotate in that game. But it seems like we're going to have to go all out against Coops, Leeds, and Arsenal. So on top of not having Ismail Assar, which is going to be interesting. And in the front 3 as well. So it's not going to be easy. And let's see, it's going to be a disappointment if we don't finish in the top 8, because that means we've got another game in Feb, the playoff game. So that's what we're going to see. But quickly, United, are you hopeful that we can bounce back against them?
Depends how knackered we are, which looks quite knackered. But do you reckon they're better than Strasbourg or the same level as Strasbourg? I don't know.
I don't know. I think they've been.
I don't think much about them.
Bad, exactly. Yeah. So we missed a lot of chances today. So I guess if we're more clinical in front of goal, ifs and buts. I mean, if we were more clinical throughout the season, then we'll probably be higher than 5th. That's our problem. Some of the chances that we had today was just beyond ridiculous. It was just frustrating. It was just like we're just taking the piss out of ourselves. It felt like I just didn't understand.
Yeah, no, it's a complacency in it. And again, if you know that your place is assured, regardless of how knackered you are, or how badly you are, or how many sitters you miss, then I get another chance. I'm not going to get taken off, am I? So that's me, but moaning about it all. But no, with Man United, hopefully, the way football works, they'll pummel us for the first half, but not finish their chances, and then we'll go in the second half and nick it off them. That's hopefully a little bit of payback for the week.
Yeah,
but I better jump off the next one now. Have a rant too. But cheers, D. Thanks for
All right,
sharing.
then. Take care.
Palace.
That was Chris having to say. If you do want to call in, you can click on the pinned comment. Let's bring on Animal next. Animal, defeat, another defeat in the Conference League. That's 2 now. In the league phases, of course, it's not like Europa League. We've got less games as well, so every defeat matters massively. And when you're looking at the league table, 18th currently in the Conference League. And I don't even know, I can't even calculate it in my head because there's a big gap between us and 8th place. That even if we do win our next 2 games, if we can make the top 8, but what was your thoughts on the game today?
I thought it was a poor performance. I think our passing was pretty poor today. We didn't have any kind of control in the midfield. And then after Gay came off, I thought we lost a lot of our defensive positioning. And I think we didn't get anything out of that game because of the chances we missed, but we lost that game because of our defensive frailty today. I've got to disagree with Chris as well. I thought the referee was poor. I didn't think that was a handball on for Max Lacroix that set up their goal. I also think he was, for some reason, incredibly biased against us. I think Eddie, when he was through, I don't think that was a foul. I think there were calls for fouls that weren't fouls, and I do think he got a couple of decisions right. And I think the elbows are a bit of a concern. Like Convo's elbow, that was the right decision, but there was definitely decisions out there that swayed towards Strasbourg getting up the pitch and getting that momentum. But yeah, in the second half was turgid. It was turgid.
It was. What was it in the second half then? Was it a case of Gay going off, Mateta also going off being the issue?
Yeah. I think Gay going off hurt us quite a lot. But also, I think if you're going to take off Mateta, you need to take off Lerma as well. Not because Lerma may have been playing poorly, although he didn't have one of his best games, but you lose that aerial threat with Mateta in the long throws and from corners. So you might as well take Lerma off, because what we need when we've got Eddie on the pitch is better passing, more solid passing. So I would like to have seen Daichi come on earlier for Lerma. But yeah, I think we got it wrong today. I think we got it wrong.
Did we get it wrong, or did we miss a lot of chances as well? Where did we get it wrong, do you think?
I think we got it wrong from the team selection, maybe at the beginning. I think with Strasbourg being such a fast, young, quick team, I think Husey, which might have had to have sit out of this one a little bit longer. Obviously, he didn't really get that much of the game. And then when Adam came on, he made some good passing. His passing was decent, but his energy, there was something off about Adam's energy today. He wasn't getting back quick enough. It was a bit of an off-kilter performance from Adam,
Yeah, it was. And today we missed a lot of chances in front of a goal. What do you do if you're Glasgow with some of these missed chances? I thought some of them were absolutely, it was just like, what was going on? Open goals, forget about chances, we're missing open goals. What do you do? I think Glasner, I'll give you what he said after the game post-match. He said it happens too often. We need more players who show up and score goals. So if that's the case, where we need more players to show up and score goals, and who doesn't really bring off the bench? Just Nketiah, does he just think that it's just them four that can score goals, and if it's not them lot, then we'd rather not go with Uche and SA and whoever's available. Look, I kind of agree with him. I'll be honest, I haven't seen, like, even though I said it against Altman, he came on, he looked physical, Uche looked physical and stuff. I don't think I've seen, no one can really say they've seen much from Uche. He hasn't played that much, but there's clearly a reason he's not coming on. There's clearly a reason. I mean, he's clearly not rated.
Do you know what I've seen from Uche? I've seen petulance. I've seen him punch Tarkowski in the stomach, right? No matter how hard it was, it's a stupid thing to do, yeah? I've also seen him writing little tweets about how he feels like he should be playing more first team football. We don't need to hear that. You're on loan, man. Do you know what I mean? This isn't the time to be like a little bitch about how much game time you get, and you're on loan, you know, with a view to a permanent move. So here is where you're supposed to be just knuckling down, cracking on with it, showing us what you can do, not bitching and complaining like some little bitch. Honestly, I don't want that kind of mentality at the club anyway. He may be a decent player, but I don't want that kind of ego in the team. You know, if you're going to be complaining like that when you're just on loan. And that's just me though. I'm one of those guys. I'm like a, you know, Rooney kind of Roy Keane-esque kind of no nonsense kind of person, you know. So
how do you think the problem
you know,
about fiction? How do you fix this? If it's not going to be Uche, if it's not Devaney that's coming off the bench, an essay, and if it's just going to be Nketiah, how do you fix it? Like today, I thought you should have maybe subbed off Pino and had Nketiah on for him and kept Mateta on the pitch because, you know, it's clearly that case he doesn't rely on him, and I don't think Yeremy Pino was having a great game. But what do you do?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I think Pino should have come off for Nketiah when Nketiah came on, giving JP a little bit longer, because what we saw with JP is that he can hold up the ball really well against these younger players. You know, his hold up play and layoff to Tyrick to get the goal. It was good play. You know, it was really good play. And I think we were missing that physicality up the top in the second half, probably because JP was getting a bit gassed. I don't know. You know, I don't know what's going on with JP at the moment, but we're missing chances. It's, you know, I just don't know what to say anymore about it all. I tell you what you do. You put Remy Matthews in goal in training, and you score a bunch of goals past him, put it all on video, and then post it on YouTube. That's what you do.
That one caught me off guard. What about, you know, the rest of this Conference League? What do you reckon now from here onwards? 2 more games remaining: Shelbourne away and Coops at home. I mean, we have to win the next 2, but even if we do win it, don't even know if we're going to be in the top 8.
Well, look, don't expect easy games from these teams, because we know that if they come out in a low block against us, we're going to struggle against it. This is why we had to be beaten Larnaca. It's why we have to be beaten Strasbourg. That was a winnable game out there today, and we should have won it. You know, it's nonsense that we didn't win it. You know, I'm annoyed.
Yeah, we missed out. Well, you look at ourselves, missing those chances. We didn't deserve to win, and defensively, we gave them far too many opportunities than what we normally do give teams. So, yeah, it was frustrating. United next. How are you feeling about that one?
Well, you don't know what to expect from United, do you? Sometimes they're all right, sometimes they're not. I think them having Sesko out, and I don't think Casemiro's been having too good a last couple of games. So hopefully we can bring some energy to that game. Hopefully, I think, you know, I like Kamada every time he's on the pitch because he gives us energy. He will run at people. He will tackle. He will niggle. Like he's just all about the place. And I think we needed Daichi's energy a bit more tonight. Actually, like if we were going to rest Wharton, maybe starting him with Lerma instead of Hughes. But anyway, it's besides the point. I think we need to come out with energy and show them, show us, you know, what they can do, because it's getting a bit silly now.
Yeah, it is in a Conference League, but I mean, we're still in the playoff positions, and worst case scenario, we just have to play a playoff game, which is far from ideal, considering the amount of games that we don't do play, but thankfully around.
Yeah. We don't do it the easy way, do we?
No, we don't. I mean, it's not still confirmed whether we make the. I mean, we should hopefully make the playoff, right? We shouldn't. You don't expect us to lose against Shelbourne and Coops. But if we do make the playoffs, then if we don't make the playoffs, then geez, it's just absolutely crazy. But if we do make the playoffs, the positive is that it's not right in January, so you know we should have Saar back from AFCON by then, and the fixture list will be a bit more balanced. We won't have as many games from this November-December period, so maybe we can focus on that a bit more. But
do we know if we're going to have Decore back anytime soon, or is that a January thing? Because Saar going to AFCON kind of concerns me a little bit.
Decore, look, he's been out for so long that even if he's back in January, do you really expect Decore to play that many minutes? I don't think Decore. I'll be shocked.
What are we going to do? Are we going to put SA on that right hand side, or are we going to move Kamada up and have Husey and Wharton in the centre?
Yeah, I mean, moving Kamada up right now sounds like the most reasonable thing based on how the season is going so far. If it's SA is not really coming on, Uche is not coming on, so unless something changes and Glasgow's like go out there and prove me wrong and gives players opportunities, I don't really see them players playing because they haven't played so far. But maybe Sarr going may lead to more opportunities, but we're going to see. Sarr's not here for long. Sarr's not here for long. Sarr's not going to be with us in the final home game against Coops in the Conference League, for example. So, we have to take our chances, yes, but there's not that many reliable attacking options off the bench. And this is something that I've called before the international break, to be fair, because it has been confusing at the start of the season with the 10 position and attackers. I think midfield, you see it. Defense, you see it. I mean, Canva goes off. Richards goes off. Canva started, for example, today, and then Richards came off with Gay. You can shuffle it about. Who's going to play where. That number 10 position, I'd love for the chat to let me know who's the backup number 10 for the right-hand side, who's the backup number 10 for the left-hand side. I would love to know because I genuinely don't know. I don't know. It's not reliable right now in terms of actual players in those bench options. I think, Uche can play right side and left side potentially, but he comes on right side. He's not a backup option to Sarr, clearly. And then, is Devaney a backup option to Yeremy Pino? I don't know. It is a bit frustrating. So let's see what happens. But Animal, pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we'll catch up on Sunday.
Yeah, you too, mate. Up the Palace.
Up the Palace. Take care. If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, people, there's about nearly 130 of you watching live, and I know a lot of you watching replay. Please hit the like button. We're on 44 likes. I know it's a frustrating evening, but it does help us out. Let's bring on Toma next. Toma, am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, Toma's right.
Yeah, look, welcome to the channel. I think it's the first time calling in. Defeat in the UEFA Conference League. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, look, it's disappointing, definitely. A lot of things could have gone better, but at the end of the day, just let me know if you agree with me, D. It's important to remember that Palace is a better club than Fulham. Palace is a better club than Arsenal. Do you agree with me?
I don't think better than Arsenal. I'll be honest. Right now, Arsenal probably the best side in Europe.
All right, thanks for your time, D.
No, not better than Arsenal. I don't think we are, but I would love to say that, but I don't think we are. But we are better than Fulham, though.
Thank you. Much better than Fulham and a little bit better than Arsenal. I'll take it.
Okay. Well, yeah. What's your thoughts on the game?
I don't know if I have much to add. Obviously, the missed chances, it's not good. 2 open goals. Sarr hitting the post, Wharton hitting the crossbar. You don't really want to see that. Yeah, I don't have much to add.
What do you think about our Conference League chances then in the next few games? Do you reckon we make the top 8 position, or are you now hoping just for playoff?
At the start of the season, I was very confident that we would make the top 8. But now, I think we'll have to go through the playoffs. We need a really good goal difference in the next 2 matches, I think, to make top 8, and I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. What do you think about the depth options that we've spoke about today? Of course, we missed a lot of chances, but looking ahead, we've got a busy December period. It seems like Glasner just rates Nketiah to come off the bench. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that with Uche, Devaney, SA not really getting many opportunities?
To be honest, I see Devaney as more as a central midfielder sort of player rather than a 10. And obviously with the issues with SA and Uche, it really does seem like Nketiah is the only option, which isn't ideal. But it's all we've got. I think we'll definitely need maybe 1 or 2 players in January. I don't know what you think about that, but
yeah,
I think
agree.
we definitely need the reinforcements.
Yeah, it seems like we need reinforcements. I don't know if we will get reinforcements in attack. The only thing about Uche is, for example, it's a complicated situation because he played for Getafe this season and also Palace. Technically, he can't play for another club this season according to FIFA rules. So even if we do send him back, Getafe can't send him out somewhere else because he can't play for another club because he can only play for max 2 clubs in one season. So that makes it more complicated unless he goes back to Getafe and starts playing there. But then again, they've had their own financial problems, Getafe, so they need to sell him as well. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. And if we don't send him back, do we have enough wiggle room to get another player? It's a bit confusing. But just quickly, your thoughts on United on Sunday? Are you a bit more hopeful that we can get a result against them as we've done recently, previous years?
I think we'll get a result, to be honest. I was confident before the game today, and I think we could have easily won that game if we put away those chances, and everybody would be saying, look, we can go out and beat United as well. So I think we missed the chances. We didn't win the game, but I think at the end of the day, we still have a decent shot against United like we always do.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Toma, great talking to you. Hopefully we catch up with you again soon.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Take care. Let's bring on Nosa next. Nosa?
Yeah, how you doing, D? You right?
Yeah, good. It's been a while. It feels like it's been a while anyways.
I was working overseas for a minute, so yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to a game like this where it seems like typical Palace as of recently. I mean, if you look at our story so far this season, there's been a lot of games where we missed chances, but today's one was on another level.
Yeah.
Open goals, chances, like normal, your average chances that we missed. Well, we say average, well, your typical chances that we missed so far this season in front of goal. It just didn't go for us. It didn't go for us. And on the other end of the pitch in the second half, I thought defensively, especially, we collapsed. But what was your thoughts on the game?
I think it's disappointing. And Strasbourg, in as much as they played well, I still feel like we didn't manage the game in the best possible way. I feel like we gave them a bit too much respect because, yeah, I rate Strasbourg highly because they're probably one of the top 3-4 teams in the competition. However, we still need to look at it from like a wider perspective because as a club, you know, as an organization, it's the first ever time we're playing in European football, and these mistakes are going to happen. Like I'm not expecting us to go flying. Given we're only saying, oh, we're potentially the best team to win the competition based on our name, right? Just based on our name. We've never played European competition. When European competition in especially in the modern era, when West Ham was in Europa League a few years ago, they were doing well. They were doing well, but they got unlucky around the quarters. They were doing really well when they first joined the Europa League. I think there was an Europa League or Europa Conference. Which one did they join?
I think West Ham, I believe, were in a Conference League. Well, they played in Europa League before, of course, under Bilic. Yes. But if you're talking about the Moyes era, I think as far as I can remember, they were in a Conference League. Of course, they went undefeated and went all the way far. They qualified
I think
for Europa.
The season before, they were in Europa as well with Moyes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, I think I can check it right now, but I believe they were in a Conference League.
It just goes back to the point where like we're not everything's going to be smooth sailing. And I think as fans we should be a bit patient. I don't think we're going to get top 8 though. I don't think we're going to get top 8. It's a bit disappointing, but I don't think we're going to get top 8. Like you can see the inexperience in the way we're playing. We're not being clinical, and this is a theme that's been going on since the start of the season.
Yeah, why do you think that is then?
I don't know. I feel like with the quality of the players we have, you'd expect us to be clinical, and especially with Mateta. I mean, he's been missing quite a few one-on-ones. You know, I didn't really expect him to go off at the 60th minute because this type of game, I could see a goal coming from him. So he played okay. I really rate that the centre back they have, the Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's a really good centre back. He's only 20 or 21. He's really good. But overall, I just think that the way we just how we execute, you know, our finishes, we're just too laid back with it, man. It's just like Pino, especially like open your body up. Even if you're trying to go in the corner, open your body up. Like that was like a pass to the keeper. Pino's even the first chance of the first half where Nuno's won the ball back and then he passed it. He just done a cutback. Pino, it was just a very tame shot, you know. It was like, and then Walton, I was just get your first goal away at Strasbourg. The crowd is just electric, and we could have been. It was 1-0 at the time, right?
Yeah.
It could have been 2-1, and then given the way the game went, I would have still taken a draw because we had chances, but I think you can tell they was going to score. You can tell they was like pressing us on the counter. Like even defensively, we looked so frail, especially when Gay came off. Man, I just think this is just a lack of inexperience in like a European football. Like European football is different to like typical Premier League football, and the game was so wide and open, and we didn't really take our chances. Really, like there's not much to say than what the other guys didn't say, but it's just a reiteration of what went, man, and it's disappointing, D, man. It's disappointing.
It is disappointing. But you talk about lack of experience as a football club. Of course, we've got lack of experience, but there are players out there. I mean, Yeremy Pino has won the Europa League at Villarreal at a young age as well. He's still young right now, 23. Lacroix, of course, played in European competitions. Sarr also has, I think there is experience, and Gay, he hasn't, but he's literally played in Euros and gone far with England in the Euros. There are experience there from some of our players. And that have played in big games. I just don't understand with the finishing. I really don't. I mean, a lot of people have been speaking about JP one-on-ones, for example. Like, he was the issue today. It's not JP. You can't look at JP. I thought JP, he bodied the defender's first touch was great for the first goal and great pass to Mitchell with a great finish. I wish we was talking about Mitchell's finish, but that hasn't even been mentioned because we've got bigger problems on the other side of the pitch. What do you do if you're Oliver Glasner? If you're in this position, what can you do? And the thing is, we can say, all right, you know what? Yeremy Pino didn't have a good game, right, in front of goal. And even though I thought he did against Wolves, so I'm just using this as an example. Let's use Ismaila Sarr. Let's say Sarr didn't. Let's change up. Sarr didn't have a good game. What do you do against United? You can't go Ismaila Sarr. Who do you drop Ismaila Sarr for? I mean, some people will still say you drop him for Roman Esse or Deveni or Uche, but let's be real, you don't. So
do you know what it is?
That's the issue.
I don't know if this sounds pretentious or anything, but I'm very confident against United. Like I don't really fear when we play United because we're always a threat against them. But in terms of like the full-on season, it's a bit disappointing, or I would say it's just a bit concerning the fact that we've brought in Uche and there's Esse on the bench. He came last window, and they're not getting a sniff. They're not even getting a sniff. And we've seen Esse. Esse's promising. Of course, he had poor performances within the periods of him playing sometimes. But when you don't play football frequently, there's gonna be it's a no-brainer where you're gonna have poor touches. You're gonna make poor decisions, especially with the jump of coming from the Championship to the Prem. With Uche, I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't think anyone knows conclusively what's going on, because if you're like, even I think in an interview, Cucurella said that Crystal Palace are able to get two of the best players in the La Liga last season.
He did.
And Uche, he's highly rated in La Liga. He's very highly rated in La Liga. So that's what's the cause of concern, because not to say that a lot of other clubs wanted him, but he was very highly rated in La Liga. Like when he left Getafe, a lot of the fans were very, very disappointed. But like you said earlier, it was a financial issue as to why he had to go. But I don't know, D. Like, do we question the board as the lack of quality, or was there no conversations with Glasner and the board? And like, I don't know how it goes, because obviously we're just fans. I don't have the expertise to understand what type of quality players they go for, So I think I don't know. Like, I'm just a fan, man. I'm just spectating. I can just only assume.
Yeah, well, I mean, summer window did seem like a shambles in terms of even how he handled the Eze situation, getting rid of Eze, Yeremy Pino. Yeah, he did end up joining, but it just, everything wasn't in place. And even with the Gay situation, and I don't think that's a surprise considering Dougie Friedman left, and this was the first summer without Dougie Friedman, even though there were talks about, he set everything up for this summer, but then again, he wasn't there. He wasn't there to negotiate and sort it out, and then you saw reports coming out after. But there needs to be something in January. I'm looking at Uche for a reason, because Esse, he's still young.
Yeah.
Esse is 20 years old. He's playing for the under-21s now, and saying that Esse still had an opportunity. Esse had an opportunity, and then after the Millwall game, it was absolutely bad. And yes, he's had opportunities here and there, but he just needs a reset process. Esse is still fairly young. Deveni, I think, he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's got a ceiling. And remember, Glazer still trusts Devaney. He trusts him. And he has played even last season, has given him opportunities. But I think to a certain extent, like he can't rely on Devaney as much. And Uche was meant to be the one, right? Uche was meant to be the one to provide a bit more depth options. And he's only played 3 matches. He's 22 years old. Yes, he's not like the oldest player. He's still fairly young.
But he's the same age as Pino.
Yeah. And he's just not coming off the bench. But today it's not in particular with the subs. I mean, we still created enough chances. But I spoke about this after Brighton, and I'm gonna mention it now, of course, because today I was thinking when Mateta came off and Nketiah was up front, yeah, we're missing all these chances. Cool. Yeremy Pino's not having a good game. That's fine. That's normal. Not every player is meant to have a great game every game. Yeremy Pino, you saw his finishing against Wolves. Fantastic finish. Today's not his day. So what's the alternative? That's what I'm looking at. So against Man United, what's going to be the alternative? Because this seems like an issue now. Today, when Pino was missing all them chances and Nketiah is already on the pitch, what is the alternative? And I don't think anyone really knows. Kamada, is he the alternative? I don't think he is, because Hughes went off. And then Lerman's already on the pitch. Wharton came on, so there's no one else in midfield that we could.
I don't want to throw it back to like our previous players, but when we had like the likes of Eze, Zaha, Elise, even if they had a bad game, we knew they had enough quality for us to not worry about it. If that makes sense. Yeah, and with Pino, Sarr, I feel like they're not necessarily replaceable, but they're not. They still can be substituted enough where we can bring in a player and look like, oh, go do your magic, do your job, and just do something. Bring a spark at this game. And when you look at the bench, we don't, like, as fans, we don't have confidence in Esse. We don't have confidence in Uche. We don't have confidence in Devaney as such. We know he's a hard worker, but where's the goals? Where's the goals going to come from? Where's the goals?
Exactly. I mean, we have still scored goals, but when's the last time we've actually, gone out there and just destroyed the team? Maybe I'm being, because maybe my frustration from this game is just narrowing my mind, but I can't remember. Have we done that this season? Have we?
Last season we smoked a few teams. We smoked quite a few teams. This season we haven't like put our foot down and be like, just really put the dominance on and say, yeah, we're giving you 3-4 goals today. We're giving you 3-4 clean goals, like no missed chances. Like we've had so many chances. I think we've got the highest XG. But is it Arsenal City in the league?
Well, we did have the highest XG. I'm not too sure if we still do. I remember
weeks ago. It's terrible, man. It's I don't like the fact that we missed too many chances, because I've never really associated us to miss this many chances in recent years. Am I right? Or like, because
I can't remember. I think as you said,
I've associated Palace to be quite clinical in terms of the conversion of chances, because we have the advantage of creating. We always create chances now. We always create. It's not like a situation where we struggle to create chances. Do you think that's getting to their head, thinking, oh, we're going to get another chance, is what it is?
I think it could, yeah, of course. Like, you could have players impacted by the missed chances, naturally so. It's like, oh, another missed chance, and the confidence drops in front of goal. But interestingly, I didn't read the article, but I remember seeing the headline of the article, and it raised an interesting question. I don't know when I saw it. It was very recent. It must have been last week or the week before. How many goals have our midfielders scored?
Has Kamada's only scored like 1 or 2 goals for us, right?
I don't. Yeah, Wharton hasn't scored. Lerman's not a goal scorer. Like, that's an issue in itself. So today, when you look at the front three, cool. I don't think Mateta had anything wrong today, as he did.
Yeah, Mateta played a decent game. I think. I thought he
was having a decent game as well. All right, then you take out the 2 number 10s. We don't have any depth options there. Then you look, can anyone from midfield score? Wharton, of course, had that open goal, but we're not getting as many goal contributions from elsewhere. You will have the goal contribution from the defenders, and the defenders have stepped up for us massively. When you're looking at Gahey today, Mitchell, of course, done it. Lacrosse, scored goals. Richards from set pieces as well. But the one area of the pitch which we haven't been able to get much goals from is the midfield, which is annoying. I mean, if we're looking at the front three, if they can't score, then hopefully someone else can step up. And today Mitchell did, but it would be nice for some of the midfielders to also step up in front of goal.
That's a good point, because if we combine like the 3-4 midfielders we have, and if they can average around 5 to 10 goals collectively, at the end of the season, you'll see how valuable it'll be. We'll see how valuable it is. But bro, I don't know. Like, we're just gonna have to hope and see. We're doing all right in the league. We're doing great in the league, actually. But Conference League, it's the first time, man. I expected these mistakes, but not these expensive mistakes where it may potentially cost us that we play extra matches with the rotation of players and how Glasner's attitude is towards the fringe players. We can't afford to be playing extra 2 games in February, man. And it's just a bit. It's concerning me, man. It's concerning me. And AFCON's on the way.
When would it be? When would these games be, by the way? In February?
Everyone's saying it's February, but I don't know.
I need to playoff dates. I want to actually go find out when we'll be even playing these games. I'm gonna look at it. I was gonna ask you another question. My brain just froze. What was I gonna ask you? my brain just froze thinking about that Conference League game. But yeah, actually, I was going to go back to your initial point about what you mentioned at the start about, inexperience of Palace playing in Europe. Saying that, has your expectation now changed based on what you've seen so far in the league phase about how far we can go in this competition, or do you still think
we can win it? I still think we can win it.
You still think that? Okay.
I'm confident that we can win it, but if we don't, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is so disappointing. I'm so like, this is a shambles from the team, because I won't necessarily I'm a realistic fan, but there's expectations we should have. Like, okay, we can win it. We if you look at the quality of the teams, on any given day, we'll beat every single team. Like, we could today, if we could score the little chances, it would have been 3-4-1. Like, easily. You're telling me Pino, he can score worldy on the weekend, but he can't score that 1-on-1 or whatever chance you call it, that half chance. And I still think we can win it. If we go to the round of 32 or the playoff round, whatever it's called, I don't know. If we go to the playoff round, we're going to play a side that I generally don't think has got the quality that we have. And then if we go to the round of 16, the quarters, we'll just have to, weather the storm properly. But I still think we can win it.
Yeah, and for the dates, if anyone was interested, I just managed to find them. The knockout phase playoffs would be on the 19th and 26th of Feb. So yeah, late February, well, mid to late February. But yeah, let's see. I don't think Glasner was particularly happy. I know Glasner sometimes can get emotional post-match, and he has admitted it when we don't win. So today, I haven't seen many other quotes. I'm just trying to find the quotes, but let's see what he says. And then, of course, we got United coming up as well. But yeah, it was embarrassing today. Some of the missed chances, but no, so bro, I'll message you as well. But great having you on.
Likewise. Have a nice evening, man.
All right, take care. See you later. Let's bring on Tim next. Tim, sorry about the delay.
All good, man.
I know.
All good. I'm gonna cook Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates. But yeah, very disappointing, D. It'll be a good meal. Less tasty because that was terrible. Glad we did the watch along, but it's very frustrating. And I think you make a good point about depth at the 10s. I don't know what we're going to do in January. I certainly think we'll bring back Hindle and Mustafa, but I do not believe that he would be an answer at a 10 right now.
Yeah, I agree.
He's too young. And I think, you could bring back Jess, but I don't think he's an answer either. So I don't think that's going to happen. So, some recruitment will theoretically be required here. One thing I'll point out, I do understand why Glasner did not sub out Pino, even though I think we all saw that he was having not his best game. And so there was a legitimate reason to sub him off. I think the reason why is we were calling for it during the Wolves game. I thought he was going to get subbed off during the Wolves game, and then he stuck on and he gets a absolutely outstanding goal. I thought he was okay during the Wolves game, but up to that point, he wasn't having an amazing game. He was having a decent game. He was having a Pino-like game. He was doing okay. He was doing pretty good, but he scores that worldie. Just absolutely fantastic goal, and it did change things. So I think that's the reason. Like, he is rapidly turning into what I don't want from him, which is a moments player. Because when you're a moments player, you have great moments and you also have bad moments. And I would like a more, like, this was a very consistently inconsistent game.
Yeah.
Lots of blown opportunities.
Saying that, I did think against Wolves, he overall his game wasn't that bad. He still put Mateta through
No,
on
he was pretty
goal,
good. Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
getting in the right space at the right time. I thought people were a bit too harsh today. It was the opposite for me, anyways. Maybe some people thought he was having a good game, but today I just don't think he was having a good game.
No, I don't think he was either.
So
But I kind of get
the
it,
reason why I
right?
would have
Like
subbed
he
him off
scores
against Wolves.
that goal at Wolves
Yeah.
really, really late, and so I kind of get it, even though I agree with you.
The problem is, I mean, you take off Mateta, he needs a rest as well. You know, we don't really speak about that. He needs a rest, so there's a reason why he might have come off today for Nketiah,
Sure.
and we've got busy, fixture list, and also when he came back from the international break, Glasner did mention that he picked up a little knock and he's recovered from it, should be fine. But
That's
I don't know the situation on that. That's Nketiah came on, that's fine for Mateta.
Yep.
But this is the thing, Tim. When it's not going your way, when you have players not performing, it's really not a good look for the players on the bench if they can't even get running. And then Strasbourg is a good team. It's not like, you bring them on, you expect them to 100% make an impact. But surely there should be a bit of faith there. And I did say this about Uche, for example, and I speak about him because he's the one that's got, if he starts 10 games, he's £20 million player. I don't think he trusts him. I genuinely don't think he trusts him.
Uche,
Uche. I don't think he trusts him. And the reason why I'm saying that is Cambo, for example, you can see it. He joined, he joined us in the summer, and younger than Uche as well. In fact, he had a bad mistake in the Conference League, and he still has trusted him to play there instead of playing Jefferson Lerma as centre back. With Uche, he doesn't get any opportunities. I think that's more about trust element more than anything when you look at how he treats some players. So probably he might not be good enough, which is a part of it. I don't like, even if he's not good enough right now, it doesn't mean that he won't be good enough in the long run. It doesn't, players can improve over time. However, I wonder how Glasner is viewing the situation. Does he really think he needs time and he will come better, or is he viewing it as maybe he's just not going to be good enough for his level? I'm not going to give him opportunities. And if that's the case, then what do you do? I don't know if you heard it, but I mentioned it about Uche. It's a complicated situation because if he was to go back to Getafe, he can't go to another club.
Right. Yeah. He can only play here or go back and play at Getafe.
Yeah.
That's it for this season.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not discount what Animal said, which is that there is possibly an attitude or a character issue here. If there is a character issue, he's never playing. If there's a character issue here, he's cooked. Yes, because Glasner will not stand for that. I hope that's not true, but just the stuff that he's commented on or liking other things is just, it raises some questions, and hopefully that's not the case. And for the same thing for Esse, I mean, I've seen Esse at under 21s level, and he looked like he's getting into it and doing better and trying to learn and grow. But that's the same thing, like the character issue there, and that's a problem. Like Glasner really prizes characters. He wants great characters. He wants people who are committed to the cause and fully on board. So I hope that they can get there. If they're not, I hope they can get there, because I personally really would like to see one of those two have a chance during this December period if Glasner can find room for them.
Someone's going to need to step up. You can't, unless Ismail Assar's got a brother that we don't know about. He's going to be gone. Like, someone's going to need to step up, and the question is, who is it going to be?
Yeah, and I mean,
it's going to happen very soon. By the way, I need to get the date, but it's over the next. I think we got like a couple games left. I think is after Shelbourne he's gone.
Yeah, it's coming fast. I mean, he's AFCON will be very soon, and we've got 3 games a week, through all of December. But so I do think that, I mean, somebody's going to have to step up. Just looking at the under 21s, there are good players there, but I don't think you've got a number 10 who steps in and can do something that is different. Like you may as well try Uche or Esse there. Now I do want to give some credit to Ty. I thought he was terrific. I thought that goal was great. I think we could probably say that the subs didn't really work out. I think there was a little bit of shakiness in the back line. It is the finishing that's most frustrating. And the worry I have, D, this is the only worry for me, is there's a point at which when you're missing that many chances, you have a hard time starting to get your head into the, like, this one's going in the back of the net. And that you need that. You need that. So it's a game we definitely should have won. It definitely feels thrown away. That's super frustrating. Ty had some comments in which he said, if we get that second goal, we probably get the 3 points. I do think he's right about that. But it is what it is. We're a good enough team. The surprise was that we did defend a lot worse in the second half, but I did think Richards was good, but Lacroix had a bad game, and that was not good. It wasn't good to see that. So, I mean, all in all, this is a real frustrating one, but I also agree with Nosa. You're going to end up with, this is always going to be tricky. We have a chance to do something special here. But this feels so Palace to me, where we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves. I wish we didn't do that, but we seem to do it all the time, D. I mean, I guess it's that familiar old feeling. We put more pressure on ourselves than we need to. But I mean, look, recruitment will matter in January. We'll find out. There is clearly some stuff we need to do. Here's my question for you, and I'll end on this so I can go cook. So, like, for Man United, I expect us to play mostly the same team, but I do wonder, based on the comment that you shared about what Glasner said, is there any universe in which he says, like, you know what? I need to try something different to see if we can get goals. And do you see any changes in that front three?
No, I don't. The only change I could see is Nketiah, which I don't think I'll do right now. I don't, for the reasons that we spoke about.
Fair enough.
I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's only one change that you could potentially make. I don't think you go from not starting, not even bringing off Uche off the bench and Esse and Devaney. Well, Devaney does come off the bench here and there, but Devaney's not going to start. He's not going to start. So I don't think you go from that to now giving them a start. Surely you baby steps and give them opportunities off the bench. And I don't think anything's going to change, to be fair. The only thing that wouldn't shock me would be Nketiah, but for you, I don't know if you'll change it. If you'll change it, to be fair. But yeah, I think against United, I'm still slightly optimistic. Because they're not a great side, and today was just ridiculous. But do you think we can bounce back against them?
I mean, we can, because I think that they defend poorly. So, because I mean, if they defend well, then anything can happen. But if things hold, then I think we have a genuine chance here. I think the result is an outlier. The finishing problems are not an outlier. So get a little bit better at the finishing, be a bit more stalwart in defending, and I think we can get a result there. Just as a point of admin, so the UEFA Conference League website, this is what they're saying right now. This is what's up there right now because we're in 18th place, D. So for the weekend of the 18th and 19th of February, and then the 25th, 26th of February, as of today, the Conference League site has Palace playing Fiorentina away to start, and then Fiorentina home.
So how does it? Yeah, how do you find that out? Do you mind sending me a link? Is it a case of? I think
this is.
How does it work? I think 9th faces 24th or something. Does it work like that? And then 10th faces 23rd, 11th. Does it work like that? So
yeah.
I think then it just goes down, and then of course like 17th, 18th they face each other.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
think
that's
that
interesting.
I
Okay.
think that's right. Yeah, I will. In fact, you know what I'm going to do, D? I'm going to put this in the here. I'm just going to
Yeah,
stick
if you put it in a
this
private
link.
chat, yeah, that makes
Yep.
sense. So I guess
So
right
take a
now,
look at that. That's what right now. So I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but
that will 100% change. It will 100% change
yeah,
because
it
we're
should
still seeing more
change.
games. Yeah.
So, but if we're able to, I mean, I think I asked this question in the watch along, and I'll ask it to you, and maybe this will be it. What do you do for your priority, knowing there are so many games? Do you prioritize playing the strongest possible teams against Shelbourne and Coops because you are determined to finish top 8? Or do you just play the strongest possible team in every game and you go for every game? I know what I would do if it's me, and I trust Glasner, but if it's me, this is what I want. I want to get us in the best possible position to get to Leipzig. And these are the games that I prioritize. I want 6 points from the next 2 games.
Yeah, I think you guys strong. I'm just sorry, I just got a bit distracted looking at the table. 17th. So yeah, 17th or 18th, 15th or 16th. There's 2 paths. There's the silver path and there's the green path. As it stands, as I said, I expect this to change. Yeah. The games that we have is the worst as well. I don't know why. Maybe because we're 17th, 18th, but if we were to even win that playoff game, then we would have faced, I believe, either Samsunspor, who are number 1, or Strasbourg in the round of 16. So
Yeah, you got to
but
go.
I don't
It's
know. Yeah, I guess we finished
be
17th,
tough.
18th. Yeah, I can actually share it on the screen. Might as well share it on the screen,
Sure.
so others can see and relate to what we're talking about, rather than it being confusing. But this should change, of course. Hopefully, we'll win our next few games, and if we don't, then yeah. Can you see it on the screen?
Yeah, I can see it now.
So yeah, you can see Palace down there with Fiorentina, 17th, 18th, and then you can see it. We will face either Samspor and Strasbourg, so number 1 or number 2, which is a bit confusing. Because we're not the lowest ranked side. So I don't know why we get the most difficult run. Because the team that's 24th, 23rd, and 10th and 9th,
Yeah.
well, I guess it balances out. 10th and 9th, they'll get a better running. So yeah, if we can still go up, it would be nice. At least if we did win the playoff game. That's if we do. That's if we don't make the top 8, which it's going to be hard. I don't know how
it's going to be really hard.
So yeah, we have to still win our games to try and get the best
100%.
possible running. Ideally, you don't want to play Strasbourg or Samsunspor in round of 16, do you? I mean, if you do play them and if you do beat them, then that gives you a very good chance. You probably beat the favorites. So in the competition, but yeah, there's 2 paths. There's a silver path as well. I don't know what the real difference is. I haven't noticed the difference. We still face the same opposition in both paths, but yeah, it's frustrating. And Glasner looked frustrated in his post-match press conference as well, Tim.
I mean, this is what we want. Like, he should be frustrated. We are frustrated. This is why I think a lot of us rate him as a manager. He tells us the truth. He does not hide it when he's not happy, and he has standards, and so do we. We should have standards. We did not live up to those standards today. I don't want to kill the team because I still love this. I mean, I love Palace, but I love this team. There's a lot I love about this team, but we were not up to standards today. You do not have to be a hater of the team to admit what you saw was not up to standard today. It was not. Strasbourg were better.
Yeah, and we got opportunities to bounce back against United. But saying that, now this is just in the back of my mind. Even if you do bounce back against United, maybe my tune changes. But the Conference League is just going to be in the back of my mind now. Even if you do beat United, because now it's just confusing.
Yeah, it's
the whole situation has gone confusing. So
it's a tough one, man. It is a tough one. But if we know anything, let me give some reassurance here. this team under Glasner does have a capacity to take a loss and turn it into a learning opportunity and do something with it. Remember, the last time we just came off a 5-game unbeaten streak. That's over. Start again.
Yeah, start again, and we haven't got enough time to reflect on it. So yeah, let's see what happens. But we're gonna wrap up, people. If you have enjoyed this, drop a like, subscribe. If you haven't already done so and have enjoyed the stream, it does help us out massively. And let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. After we end tomorrow, we'll be back for the ratings and preview, most likely dropping on Saturday. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. But that's it from us, and until next time, up the Palace.
Up the Palace.